MVP 3.
Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and today I'm taking a look at this right here, the 1/100 scale full mechanics Aile Calamity Gundam from Gundam Seed ECLIPSE, as in Gundam Seed ECLIPSE with the ECLIPSE Gundam in it. Now, as you can tell from that box right there in monochromatic blue, this is P-Bandai only. I got mine through BUYEE. You can too link in the description. And to kind of get to the what point right away, and that is, what exactly is the Aile Calamity Gundam? Well, it's basically a Calamity Gundam specifically designed for air combat and flight, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's jump right on into the review. So now jumping into the aesthetics, and I guess the first thing worth mentioning is that for the most part this is a color variant of the standard version of the full mechanics Calamity Gundam. So the obvious difference between the two is the color, the standard Calamity Gundam being in the classic Calamity blue, green on yellow, whereas this one has a more almost monochromatic kind of palette. That is a light blue gray, navy blue, highlighted with a bit of red and white. However, the color is not the only difference between the two. We've got a lot more going on the arms of the Aile Calamity. They're thicker, we've got some weaponry on there too. The shoulders on the standard Calamity were that almost turtle shell shaped shape with some thrusters on them, whereas the Aile Calamity right here is rocking a whole host of weaponry once again up on the shoulders, adding a completely different shape. Lastly then, the backpacks are absolutely and utterly completely different. The Calamity having the classic cannons we're used to, but what we've got here on the Aile Calamity, now this is unique and pretty damn awesome to boot. I'll also mention these are swappable between the two, so if you do want to grab the Aile Calamity Striker, I guess it's not a Striker, but the Aile Calamity backpack for using on the standard Calamity, you can do that. And finally, for a bit of a size comparison there, it is beside a standard sized Master Grade kit, which is the 1/100 RX-78-2 3.0. So now jumping into that full 360-degree spin, and I will mention this kit is straight built, entirely straight built. So that means all I've done sticker-wise is stick on the eyes, as well as the head cameras, and I panel-line the face a little bit, but otherwise this is exactly what you'll get just snapped together out of box. Now, I love the design of the Calamity Gundam, but I feel like this has raised the game entirely. If you like a more subdued color scheme, this will definitely be right up your alley, but the addition of the extra weaponry up on the shoulders and the arms have given it an even more bulky, powerful look. This is a nice kit. Everything that we would have seen with the full mechanics Calamity is here. The fantastic surface detail is ridiculous, just begging to be panel-lined. The plastics in this kit are phenomenal. I will mention this is single snipped pretty much everywhere, and the nub marks are minimal, so very nicely designed. And still to this day, the Calamity might be my favorite full mechanics kit. It was executed so well. This looks incredible, feels incredible, and is a really nice kit to build. So just like the standard version of the full mechanics Calamity Gundam, this doesn't come with color correcting stickers per se. All we have in here is for the eyes and the head cameras, and a couple of these ones here which we'll see later on the backpack. Also, just like the standard version, we also get these back here. Now, these are just sticker style stickers, or should I say sticker style decals. This is kind of odd because usually when we get a premium Bandai kit, we get some kind of, like water slides or something like that. Sticker style decals is kind of funny. I guess that does make it match at least with the full release version of Calamity, but it's a little bit on the disappointing side. I didn't use any of them, in case you're wondering. So now jumping into the accessories, and here's absolutely everything the Aile Calamity comes with. It comes with that big old Aile Calamity pack. We've got that big old pickaxe that's known as the Adler, a bunch of effect parts, 3 optional fingers, there's already 2 attached to it, so a total of 5, and then we've got 2 adapters, a standard base adapter and a cradle style one for using with the backpack. So when it comes to the hands in here, these are the hands we've been seeing with all the Seed kits since the Strike remaster. So that is the removable fingers and the articulated thumb that we would have seen with all of those kits. That is the Aile Strike Gundam Remaster, through the Blitz, Jewel, etc. The same with the Freedom 2.0, they've all got them. So the hands that we do have are the same as what we've seen before. That's a multitude of holding hands. This one has some specific ones for using with the Adler, and we do have one right hand beam rifle or bazooka holding one. Even though this kit does not have a beam rifle or bazooka, it means it can hold the other 1/100 Seed kit's stuff. Actually, it kind of does have a beam rifle. We'll talk about that later. However, swapping the fingers is super simple. They just slot on in there just like so. It's super easy. So next up in here, we've got that Aile Calamity pack. This is absolutely phenomenal. I love this to pieces. This might be one of the most solid packs I've ever laid my hands on. This has some moving parts. The wings can rotate like this because this backpack right here is the exact same backpack we would have seen with the Calamity, just with the wings attached onto it. That's the only thing different. Got little flaps that can move under here. This little segment up here can rotate like so. These weapons can rotate as well, and according to the instructions as to the info about these particular weapons, these are the 120mm triple Gatling cannons, and it says this armament fires physical projectile bullets and can instantly lay down an intense barrage. It restricts the movements of enemy units and is even effective against enemies with high defensive capabilities. So getting this backpack on is super simple. It's the usual slot into a hole routine, and this holds on perfectly. Now I will mention I did try out the standard backpack on the Calamity Gundam with a bunch of different Gundam seed kits, and it didn't really work out, so this isn't going to just easily affix into the back of your Strike Remaster. However, it did, or kind of did, sort of fit into the Strike 2.0, so it is worth noting that there is a little bit of compatibility there, but there will be modification required. As for full compatibility, it's just this and the Calamity. Also, it can stand up with this attached, but if you do want to get it into the air, we do have two options in here. That is the standard crotch style base adapter and this one from the backpack. I'm going to go with the backpack one. Both work fine, by the way. So as for attaching the cradle style base adapter, you just pop it onto an action base like so, and then just slot the Aile Calamity into it. Now I will mention this holds on perfectly. The wiggle you're seeing here is just how unreliable an action base 4 can be with a heavier kit, so you might want a better, more sturdy action base than the action base 4 for this kit. So the next weapon we have in here is a very unusual one. So this is a giant pick known as the Adler. So first off, I will mention inside the instructions where it says, this armament was named Adler, eagle in German due to its shape resembling the head of an eagle. It is a striking weapon that can stun enemy pilots with its impact without destroying armor. It can be used in javelin mode by generating a beam from the top. It can also be used as a rifle where the handle functions as a barrel. There are two types of rifle modes, but the abilities are the same, and either mode can be selected depending on the situation. So yeah, as for those wild wacky modes, first up is this right here, which is the Warhammer mode. This can be held in one hand or two hands using the included fingers, and it holds onto it pretty much okay. This is pretty cool. I really do like the look of this, and it's a unique weapon without a doubt. This looks like it packs quite a punch, but the information about it actually makes it sound really unique, that it disables pilots without destroying armor, so I assume it somehow knocks out pilots? That is cool. Now this right here can also be used as a rifle, which is very strange. So in order to do that, this top just pops down like so. That is the barrel, I shit you not. And then this is the handle right here, which can be used like this as a handle. And rifle mode A is when this kicks back like that apparently, which, you know, I guess can fit under the arm. And this is rifle mode B, where it goes up over the shoulder kind of like a bazooka. I'm gonna go with this one. So getting this attached into the hand in the rifle style mode, like I mentioned, involves a little bit of a transformation, except there is a little bit of a extension gimmick up top that I didn't mention already. Besides that, you pop that into the hand in the beam rifle holding hand, so that does mean that this should be holdable by pretty much every other 1/100 seed kit after the remaster line. When the hammer section is up towards the top, this can be mounted up onto the shoulder like a kind of bazooka, and that is what it looks like when it's ready to be fired. A unique weapon, without a doubt. So if you think having a Warhammer form and a rifle form, or should I say two types of rifle forms, is too much already, well, it's got one more trick up its sleeve. So getting this in between both forms, that is, holding it like the Warhammer form but having the head down like the rifle form, well, now we've got this little slot up top, which is for using what won the beam effects. The beam effect in here is actually what seems to be a high-grade flat age or 00 style beam, and that just pops into this like so, and now you've got yourself a little bit of a beam spear, or the javelin mode as the instructions call it. Now this is in the end of the effect parts we have in here. So you also have these kind of short age style beams, and these flat beam effects, which as far as I can see are unique to this kit. So as for what these are for using with that unique looking gauntlet on the arm. First off, the short beam attaches in like this, like your average sort of Tonfa beam saber, but we also have this fin style beam effect as well, which attaches into the top. This can clash a little bit with the armor up on the shoulder and around there, but otherwise this looks absolutely kick-ass. We do have an option here of just whipping this entire thing off the arm entirely by sliding it down and off. And as you can see in there, we have a handle on this moving little hinge right here. So that does mean that this can actually be held in the hand. So all you have to do is pop off the fingers, attach this into the holding fingers, and then attach it into the hand the usual way you would with weapons with this kit. And that right there is what it looks like. Personally, I prefer it on the back of the arm. I just think that's really cool. But for more posing options, this is awesome too. So as well as all of those weapons, we do have some onboard weapons as well. First off, that is the 220mm quadruple multi-purpose missile pods under the shoulders. These have a point of rotation so they can move around, so you can pose them whichever way you want. And we also have the 57mm dual shoulder cannons, which apparently are its main long-range armaments. So these do have a locking mechanism around back. Unlock this and you can actually pivot them around. You're able to move up and down the barrels, including the big shield segment up front. And like I mentioned, you can pivot them all the way back or all the way to the front like this. So there's a lot of movement to these new parts on the Aile Calamity, and this blows my mind. This is an awesome kit. So jumping now into the articulation, and if you want to see the full articulation of this particular kit, you can check out the other Calamity Gundam review, because everything in the body besides the brand new features are absolutely the same as we would have seen before. Now, the only thing I would mention about the backpack up here, which we've taken a look at already, is the fact that you can only swivel these wings around, which makes them structurally perfect, but if you're looking to move them up and down like a Aile Strike, you cannot do that. Besides that though, the poses you're going to get out of this are great. Considering I always forget the fact that this is not a master grade. This is a full mechanics, aka pretty much like a no grade kit, but it is phenomenal. There's some limited aspects of course, like the ankles as well as the torso when it comes to the articulation on this, like you can see in the usual pose I pop it into, but this still feels and looks great. Once you get the backpack on, get it up in the air, this is where it looks the best. You're going to get lots of nice aerial poses out of it, and the lack of a true ab crunch does mean that it isn't flopping back with this backpack, so I would say that is totally worth it. So when it comes to the tier here, I give the old Calamity Gundam gold tier, and honestly I feel that was a little bit short-sighted of me considering the kind of kit that it is. It looks and almost feels like a master grade, if not a little bit looser and hollower. I'm not sure if it's just the new features on this kit or what, but this to me I'm just gonna have to give a little bit more. So this to me right here is platinum tier. For a full mechanics, this is ridiculously good. It's compatible with other seed kits that are out there. The new backpack is phenomenal, the shoulder armor blows my mind, and everything that's been added to this kit, including the color scheme, have just proved to improve the actual Calamity. Here's hoping for that sword Calamity in future. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews. I will mention if anything pops on this, it's the front skirting armor, and I'll see you next time. As always, this video and every video would not be possible without each and every one of you guys who watches my videos. And special thanks to those of you who are supporting me over on Patreon and on the channel members, including Caleb Engelhart, Global Frequency Studios, Go Little Rockstar, Gunpla UK Limited, Joe, Kill Me Inc., Lawrence Seahack, RG59061, and Van Fawn.